A Pluralist Order by Common Man. Chapter 8. Taxes, a New Birth of Freedom. There is no shortage of theories or forms of taxation in our modern world. The benefit theory, the cost of service theory, the ability to pay theory, the Rothbardian Theory, just to name a few. These theories seem to be increasing in number and changing in nature based upon adapting ideas about what makes a good tax system. However, there is very little consensus on which theory works best. In the United States, as in most of the modern world, citizens are taxed under the ability to pay theory. There are various forms of taxation under this theory, including taxes on property, expenditures, and income. Americans even pay higher taxes on certain items, such as tobacco, marijuana, and alcohol, than on general market items. The only agreement on taxes in the United States revolves around the fact that everyone believes their own tax rate to be too high. What should we do with all these competing theories? Can any of them alleviate the rampant discontent with our current tax systems? Can anything be done that allows for the coexistence of any assortment of these theories without a chaotic outcome? The answer to the last question is yes, of course there is. And if you've been paying attention, you know that its answer provides solutions to the earlier questions. These solutions lie in the sovereignty of the individual in our new government hierarchy. The individual is supreme to the local government. The local government has more authority in the locale than the regional government. The regional government has more power in the region than any state or national government. The bottom rung is made up of any supranational or global governance. In fact, taxation will be what makes such a hierarchy possible. How will we do so? As a platform for compromise, we should adopt a strategy detailed in the book, The Accidental Guerrilla by David Kilcullen. Kilcullen relates a strategy established in Afghanistan by United States Army Colonel Mick Nicholson. This highly effective strategy was used successfully to build a highway in the Kumar region of Afghanistan. The region is full of diverse tribes and rife with intertribal disputes. Instead of taking the traditional route and dictating terms to the local people and backing up those terms with force, the American-led coalition allowed tribal leaders to take the lead in resolving disputes over the construction of the highway. The coalition then went further and established a 10-kilometer rule, which mandated that 80% of all unskilled labor on any project must come from within 10 kilometers of it. As Kilcullen states, this helps build community jobs and ownership over projects and gives the people a stake in defending them. This rule should be adopted to empower people at the local level. We disagree on much, but most human beings have a basic grasp of the base 10 numerical system. So let us make a rule of 10 to be applied to governance. 90% of tax revenues would stay within the locality, and only 10% would be passed up to the regional government. The regional government would then pass 10% of their revenue on to the national government. While this may not lower everyone's taxes, it would give people more power over what is done with that revenue. A taxation rule of 10 would allow various tax theories to exist nearby one another with little consequence at the national level. The rule of 10 model could then be adapted to other functions of government, from numbers needed to pass an initiative, referendum, or recall, to votes for independence or more autonomy. All methods of self-determination could be based upon this platform. If 90% of a populace agree, how can the international community deny them this right? Abraham Lincoln once referred to the results of the Civil War as being a new birth of freedom. This was very true. Not only was slavery abolished, but our form of government made pragmatic adaptations to this change. Such a new birth occurred again in the World Wars era, when the United States embarked upon a new course. The trajectory of our nation's destiny is charted for a change of course yet again. Inverting the tax hierarchy will initiate our new birth of freedom.